Hello there and welcome to Mark Card Hypnotherapy. Today we have Douglas. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just living the dream, as I always say.
Yeah.
Um, First off, as always, I start with thank you very much for doing this. It's very important that we get these testimonials out there so that people can see the real deal, not written stuff. I mean, a lot of people find it more easier to do written stuff, and I get that. That's fine. But if you can get a video out there, somebody
Mhm.
saying, "Here I am, here he is," and it works, that's great. So thank you for that.
Sure.
So our friend Douglas here has a story to tell us about his transition from anxiety to no anxiety. So, Doug, without further ado, why don't you fill us in? What was going on with you?
Well, yeah, as Mark was saying, I was suffering from anxiety, finding stuff that weren't very stressful to me before was getting on top of me. But as I was going through life, I had a lot of personal problems um, happening. I won't go in depth, but it seemed like one thing after the other, quite major things were going on. And at the time, I was coping with it and I could handle it. But as time progressed, everything was just getting too much. And more of the simple things in life that I could cope with was becoming a bit of a burden. Um, and then I met my new partner, who we've been together with for like 5 years now. And she could see that I was struggling. Um, so it was her that wanted me to sort of seek help. Um, because I'm not one for like medication and all that. I don't think that me personally, I don't think that's any good. There's always with a problem, there's a solution, and it's figuring out that solution. So yeah, my partner Gemma uh, found about hypnosis. She sourced out Mark, and it was more her that wanted me to sort of do it. I was a bit and ahhing if I should. But then it got to a point myself where like I need to get this sorted. I'm not happy. So yeah, I contacted Mark, and he couldn't have been more helpful and made the process as easy as possible. Really.
Thank you. And so we obviously you've reached out, which is fantastic. And I always say to the public that, the moment you pick up that phone, I mean, your partner would have contacted, but I always think well, I don't always, it is important that the person who's struggling makes the first contact. Because once you do that, you smash half of your problem right there. It's the hardest part. I always say that it's the hardest part. So you've reached out, and we've had the short chat on Zoom, haven't we? We've had well, this basically like this, a strategy call, and just talking about you. And how do you feel about the strategy call?
Yeah, it was good. It was positive. It was like there was a game plan per se, not just sort of going in blind. Um, yeah, that alone sort of put me at ease and thought like this would be quite good. Um, and you know, it does help that yourself. You've got a real calming way about you, Mark. Very easy to talk to. Um, so it was quite easy to open up. Um, I mean, me personally as well, I'm not shy. I will open up, but we all need that little nudge sometimes. And you explore things you didn't even realize that was an issue. Um, and that's the beauty of this process. You'll open up elements you didn't even know that was a problem, didn't even realize.
Yeah,
Uh, and the minute you know that and you can face it, you start battling it and you start feeling better about things.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So of course we've had the strategy call, and you've decided, yep, I do want to work with this guy. Um, and we've come round. We've done come round for a session, and Douglas makes a great cup of tea, by the way. He's not a tea drinker; he's a coffee drinker, but he makes a cracking cup of tea. I tell you, it's one for the
Yeah.
book, one for the books. I tell
I
you.
know that. I was a builder though, so it's proper builders tea, So
Oh, that's the
you
point.
know,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So we've arrived there, first session, set up the old phone for videoing sessions because I video all the sessions, obviously. Um, Tell us about the hypnosis and what it was like for you, and I don't know what your expectations were, and how it went.
yeah. I mean, being completely honest, I didn't really know what to expect, even though we had the call before. But I was very open-minded. I was just going to go with it, Um, but yeah, it was more of the process of, I guess the best way to put it is breaking down walls you didn't even know you had,
Mm.
um, by just asking questions. And then your mind sort of opens, and in a sense, Mark points out the obvious, and you're like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's something goes off in your head, and you're like, fucking hell, yeah, yeah. Like, um, and then from that point, as I previously said as well, that there's other stuff that comes out that you didn't even know was an issue.
Yeah.
Um, there was one point in my life that I didn't realise was really traumatic, and it come out of nowhere. Mark got it, and it just come out of nowhere, and I just broke down.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I felt so much better for doing so,
Yeah.
and didn't realise I was holding on to that for all that time.
And for me, that was the most beautiful moment because, ladies and gents, you probably can tell Doug is a bit of a man mountain. He does like a bit of the gym. Um, so it was the most wonderful thing to see, this huge guy full of pride, a family man, a father, break down and let go in the right way what needed to be let go of because that's what the emotion is for. It, they're not meant to be stifled. Crying is meant to happen. You're not meant to stifle it. It's meant to be outpoured so that you get rid of that stress and whatever else is going on. So, mate, hats off to you, proving that big boys do cry. I'm so happy for you in that respect. Um, so, what else? I mean, you found that these things have come out now. Um, I suppose how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot better. Um, like I'm actually going through not really a struggle, but a bit of a I need to change the direction in my life, which I am
Mm,
doing at the moment.
hmm
Where the old Doug would have found it easy, but the one of recent times, it was just all getting too much. But now I'm back to my old self, and I'm like, nah, I can figure this out. I know what to do. I just do that, and that, and I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Not panicking, getting on
right.
with it. Um, so yeah, it's nice. It's nice that the old me's coming back,
Mhm.
and more importantly as well, that my partner Gemma, she can see it as well.
Yeah,
She's
that's
got
always
the
important.
yeah, because sometimes it was getting sometimes it could get a struggle between the two of us
Mhm.
because how I could be. But she stuck with me and she believed in me because she knew who I really was and what I was like, and I could get past this. And that's a great sort of incentive alone to do that for
Mhm.
your partner. Not just obviously you got to do it for yourself, but it's important for the people around you and your loved ones.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean, I know there's so many, especially men. They're too scared to ask for help. Um, there's no shame in it. Do you know what I mean? It takes a bigger man to say, "Hold up, I've got a problem here."
absolutely
Um,
right, mate. Spot on.
yeah, yeah. And, there's people out there like Mark. They can help you. Do you know what I mean? So get that help. I'd really recommend it.
And on that point, I'd just like to add that yes, I'm out there to help anybody that wants to help, but I venture that pretty soon there'll be a plus one, a new person on the block who is going to be um, available to help you guys and ladies, of course, out there, because old Doug was impressed with the system and wants to be a therapist himself.
Yeah, I mean, do you know the thought of helping people really excites me. And I've always been good with people, and for whatever it is, I've just seemed to have a natural aura where a lot of people come and tell me their problems. So it would be nice to have that skill and help them even further.
Yeah.
Um, so as well, like Mark pointed out, because I'm sort of that bigger guy. I'm not probably this sort of your average bloke you think would do something like this, but maybe more people would be, open up because he's like, well, he's like a normal bloke.
Yeah.
Have a chat with him. There's all different walks of life out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So yeah, it's the thought of it is very appealing to me.
We'll look into it. We'll have a go. But mate, like I said, don't think about coming up to my manor. I'll come round. I'll come round tooled up, and it could get tasty. You know what I mean? Um, so Doug, I mean, thank you very much for that. In all seriousness, any last words? And I don't mean that in a ugly way, by the way. I mean, any last thoughts that you want to sort of put out there about your
Um,
experience?
yeah, all I'd say is, I mean, me and Mark haven't known each other for a long time at all, but I classify Mark as a friend. Um,
Ditto.
he was very kind to help me further if I want to pursue this career, which I'm going to. And to the people out there, like, I'm an RN, go for it. Honestly, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Take
Doug,
the chance.
that's exactly right, mate. Douglas,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard a wonderful testimonial there. Big boys do cry. And everybody, I don't care who you are, what life you lead. I mean, tomorrow I could be seeing someone in a one-bedroom bed set, and the next day I could be, a footballer's mansion. Point of fact is, anxiety does not discriminate. It will hit you hard no matter how much money you got in the bank or how little you've got in the bank or whatever else. It will hit you when, if the opportunity arises. So do seek that help. And even if it's not with me, there's plenty of people out there, and Doug's on his way. So keep an eye out for Doug. Um, you know, he's gonna change lives. I know that. I know him as a person now, and he's gonna change lives. So it just remains for me really to say thank you so much for watching this testimonial. Doug, thank you again. And
Pleasure.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Mark Carter of Mark Carter Hypnotherapy, saying that you can find me on Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Um, my website is www.markcarterhypnotherapy.com. I'm on Google, as I say, and yeah, just any interface with regards social media, I'll be there somewhere. So this is Mark Carter of Mark Carter Hypnotherapy, wishing you the very best mental, emotional, and physical health. Good night.